Hello again, peep and peepettes. It's not much later than it was earlier when I put this video up. Hope everybody's still okay. I'm just getting ready to go out for a walk in the sun. Sitting in my flat is starting to drive me stir crazy. I haven't been awake since about 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning. Right, just a little thoughts. I'm just watching British Stand, and they've got a new kind of like insight or a new piece of news on him from Southport attacking the prison officer in Belmarsh. And I'm not sure if lack of sleep, mental breakdown, and just not trusting the authorities and the system right now is affecting me and turning me to a conspiracy theorist, or whether it might be right. But I'm listening to, like I say, British Stand, and they're saying that weeks prior to this attack on the prison guard in HMP Belmarsh by him, who slaughtered, let's not forget what he did. He slaughtered 3 beautiful little girls. He wrecked, I think he wrecked 11 families, 13 families in total, because he attacked 8 other girls and 2 adults. He wrecked a community, and he wrecked a nation. It was part of the responsibility of wrecking the nation. But if we all think back to the time, July the 29th, I think it was, wasn't it? Last year, there was a lot of alleged misinformation about the attack. There was hidden I actually call it missing information as opposed to misinformation or disinformation. The government knew more. Keir Starmer knew immediately who it was. He knew his connection to the family. He knew a lot more, and he bottled it. He bottled it straight away. And then he came out, and when there was the troubles afterwards that flared up, and don't get me wrong, attempting, no matter what we think of the illegal migrants, attempting to set fire to a hotel with people inside it is, maybe a little bit over the top, because then you would have 50, 60 deaths on your hands, and that would make you no better than that beast, that vile human being. Well, it's not even human. That vile scum who slaughtered those girls. That aside, Keir Starmer then came out and says these aren't protests, they are organised far-right thugs and people are being busted. Well, this week alone, the inquiry, or a inquiry, or would it be an inquiry? Should be an, but that doesn't sound right. Yeah, no, an inquiry into the Southport protest and the Southport riot and the subsequent, found there was no evidence of right-wing extremist organising. There was no evidence, especially in the Southport one, of people busting in, as Keir Starmer stated. So that's a lie. You also had at the time Nick Lowles from Hate Not Hope. Sorry, Hope Not Hate. He then went on in the week or so that followed, stating there was going to be 50 protests. He put a news report out saying there was going to be 50 right-wing protests across the UK on a certain day, and lo and behold, there wasn't, because it was him that put it out there in the hope of getting people that was angry out, and then all you had was a bunch of Antifa and all that lot with Unite the Unions made placards and posters and this and that and everything else, parading around going, oh, see, we beat off the far-right scum, blah, blah, blah. Whilst they was attacking young men in the streets, beating somebody to fuck outside of a pub. I remember there being like a gaswork trench had been dug, and this young kid had to dive in it to try and escape, and they were still jumping on him. But nothing was done. There was also the time a mosque, I think it might have been in the Midlands, where the police officers actually went up to some of the Muslims outside, some of the extreme Islamists outside, and says, hey lads, if you've got any weapons, just put them back in the mosque, mate, and we won't have to arrest you. You had them intimidating news reporters and everything, but nothing was done. People was getting put in prison, RIP Peter Lynch for one, and obviously well, Tommy Robinson wasn't connected to this incident, but he's a political prisoner. People was getting put in prison for hurting words and for hate speech, or for false information that resulted in people being angry. But Nick Lowles never got arrested for claiming there was going to be. He even admitted it and said, "Oh yeah, it was us that put the story out." He never got done for trying to intimidate, trying to aggravate people and set up riots. Oh no, just the ones that was rightly so angry. So anyway, so all that aside, with the connection of the government to the case of him from Southport, and the fact that he has now attacked a prison guard with boiling water from his cell through the hatch, just weeks after 3 prison guards in the same unit was attacked by the guy from the Manchester Arena bombing, connected to the guy from the Manchester Arena bombing. Does it not seem, and this is where my conspiracy theory might be playing up, does it not seem a little bit sus that restrictions apparently on him was relaxed in the weeks prior to this attack on a prison officer? His observations weren't as what word do I want? Weren't as observant, weren't as thorough, that's the one, as they should have been. They'd been relaxed. Everything had been relaxed. It might come down to prison staffing. It might, but I would have thought, especially at Belmarsh after the previous incident, they would be on high alert for people like this. But there you go. It wasn't. Given the terror arrest last week and my other video this morning about the guns found at a petrol station in Birmingham, guns and weapons, and the great debate about are we being set up by our government so they can screw those of us that still hold some patriotic pride and want to rescue it back, grab it back from the stranglehold that these scum are getting on us. Could this not be another one of those? We'll loosen the screws a little bit on him. We'll let him in a position to attack a prison guard. The UK population will be up in arms, especially as this news trickles out. And it's trickling out bit by bit by bit. It didn't all come out at once like that, did it? People get up in arms. They're going to get angry. The sun's out. There's going to be a few right-wing thugs, far-right thugs, probably those with face tattoos and piercings and God knows what else. Probably got a staffy on the lead. They're going to go out in the sun. They're going to get angry in the pub beer gardens. And they're going to turn. And then we can arrest them and lock them all up. That way there'll be more housing for the illegals that we are doing Operation Dispersal on. Because we're taking them out of the hotels. We're cutting the hotel bills. But what they didn't say on that point was they're giving them social housing. So they need my flat. They need your flat, your house. What's the best way to do that? Rile us up, set us off, get us all angry at them, at the system. Whether it's at the Muslims in general, whether it's Islamism and the extreme Islamists, whether it's at the government, whether it's at whoever we get angry at. That way they can arrest us, lock us up, and put these illegals into our flats. Like I say, probably a breakdown, no sleep, too much alcohol over the last few weeks, some stupid bullshit hanging over me. Maybe I'm just being conspiracy. Maybe I'm looking for a reason to get mad. Maybe that's what they want us to do. Maybe they want us to get mad. Wouldn't put anything past that scumbag in number 10. Anyway, calm down, man. And take care of yourselves. Look after your friends, your family, your neighbours, your elders, your relatives, anybody around your table, people you talk to near and far, anybody that needs it. Be observant and maybe try and be less mad than Madman is, because maybe they do want us to kick off. Maybe that's their ploy. Maybe they're planning something massive this summer and this country will just self-implode, and before you know it, they will have what they want. Him in number 10 will have a parliament full of extreme Islamists who will have their own little Sharia laws around every county in the UK. Perhaps that's what they want. Perhaps this is what they want us to do. Take care. Look after yourselves. Stay proud. Stay loud. Stay guarded. Peace.